Ukrainian drones can reach distances of several thousand kilometers, possibly as much as 3,000. However, this requires large drones with significant fuel reserves, and their payload will be limited. This was stated by communications, electronic warfare, and intelligence specialist Sergei Beskrestnov in an interview with Glavkom. Such operations are more often a demonstration of capabilities than systematic practice. We look for gaps in air defense and electronic warfare coverage across a large area of the enemy and attack precisely there, the expert noted. Glavkom also emphasized that the European weapons manufacturer Thales had created a compact 70mm mini rocket with the FZ-123 warhead, which is filled with thousands of tiny steel balls. The company noted at the time that such a weapon could be effective in destroying Shaheds and similar drones. According to the journalist, these missiles are already in Ukraine, so he asked Flash how effective this development is. The idea has potential. Such solutions could be useful, but the key issues are cost and delivery terms. These are essentially portable or mobile anti-aircraft systems with various targeting formats. Therefore, the technology could help. But we need to understand the logistics, price, and quantity of deliveries. Beskrestnov also explained what the so-called rear fronts are and why the enemy destroying infrastructure there. I use this term to describe the front lines along the Russian border where active UAV warfare is underway. Russia is attempting to render a zone 30 to 50 kilometers from the front line uninhabitable, destroying logistics, mobile communications, roads, warehouses, energy and infrastructure to make life difficult for both military and civilians. They attack railways daily to paralyze transportation. If countermeasures are not taken, the subzone will expand further into the territory, the expert emphasized. The specialist added that the Russian occupiers are attacking the rear fronts not only with programmable Shaheds, but also with other, smaller format drones. These could be fiber optic drones, the Molniya, the BM-39, the Lancet, and so on, and they are the ones that are actively operating today in a zone of up to approximately 50 kilometers from the front. The enemy is trying to make this zone unviable, he concluded. Flash also warned that Russian FPVs would soon attack Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, and Sumy. He stated that this means that simply leaving military vehicles on open central streets in these cities is no longer an option. Established warning systems are also important. Anticipating a drone and knowing its direction reduces risks, as a drone's effectiveness is largely due to surprise. Radar defense and public warning systems must be implemented in frontline areas that detect all types of UAVs and allow civilians and military personnel to prepare and take cover, the expert added. Over the past year and a half, the air standoff in Ukraine has become increasingly significant as the conflict on the ground has reached a stalemate. The Guardian reports. The publication notes that for each air raid alert, air defense personnel have 10 minutes to reach firing positions and track the trajectory of the munitions. The gunner sees the target at a distance of only about 1 kilometer. Then they have less than a minute to shoot it down. It's very difficult. If it's flying at 1,500 meters, it's like trying to hit a match, said Yuri Dovgan, an air defense service member. And then the shooter has to hit the drone's engine or the explosive warhead. Ukrainian Air Force spokesman Yuri Ignat stated that the key to success and victory is in the sky, noting that Russia is breaking its own records for the amount of ammunition used in attacks. On the front in eastern Ukraine, Russia has also sharply increased its use of glide bombs to strike Ukrainian positions. At the same time, changes in tactics and capabilities have made Russian airstrikes more effective. Firstly, drones fly higher. Previously, during the war, we saw them at altitudes of 500 to 800 meters, but now they often start at 1,500 meters, said Major Alexander Fushek, commander of an air defense unit. The speed has also increased from 150 to 160 kilometers per hour to over 200 kilometers per hour. It's a game of cat and mouse, added his colleague Yaroslav Tristan. The Russians will know where our positions are when we shoot them down, so they'll fly higher, where they think we are, and we'll have to shift our positions. As Justin Brunk, a research fellow at the Royal United Services Institute, said, this is one of the areas of conflict where there have been the most significant changes in the past 18 months. While much commentary has focused on the use of FPV drones on the battlefield, one of the factors most significantly impacting Ukraine's ability to defend itself is Russia's use of hundreds of glide bombs per week, primarily from Su-34s to strike enemy positions. They can continue to strike until those positions are destroyed. They have also become better at reprogramming their systems in flight. This is a significant advance in the effectiveness of Russian tactical aviation on the front lines. Bronk also believes that Russia is more dynamically using the Shahed drones it is now producing en masse, adding that the drones are improving routes and pinpointing air defense positions. I would say that aviation is unlikely to win the war in Ukraine, but it could lose it. Ukraine has inherently limited capabilities, while Russia has enormous air defense potential. We must be wary of Russia gaining air superiority and dominance beyond what it currently has. We must keep up to avoid losing, he emphasized.